do you know what a futuroshock is? Are you familiar with the fear of unknownness, and do you think that technology one day will overcome humanity and will replace us? This question also bothered me. That's why we are here. So my name is Nadia, and here's 15 minutes about future shock. So future shock is a physical and psychological disturbance caused by persons' inability to cope with the social changes and technological changes also. This term was proposed and popularized by Alvin Toffler and his wife Heidi Toffler in 1970s, but it's still relevant even if it was discovered and popularized a long time ago, as you can see here. So one might mistakenly think that future shock is only about psychological issue, some disturbance, fear, anxiety in the face of unknown. But it's not true. In reality, future shock rooted in a culture, in society, in our social institution, in our understanding of concept of family, friends, in our everyday life. And also we will talk about some additional topics like information overloadness and technological changes at all, and how they influence society. So a basic conclusion now is the more social changes we have, the more future shock we have. Pretty fair enough. So let's go with some examples. How technology and new information era influence us. For example, we can use a lot of disposable things, like pens, medical tools. Also, we want to, for example, go on vacations. And we used to watch like TikTok or Instagram, and based on this, trying to find a place where we want to go for our vacation. Also, we try to, for example, know which profession I want to know, which occupancy I want to have, where I want to go, what I want to do, all based on the internet information and some additional changes. And also, we have a lot of questions, how to find relevant information among all AI-generated information, for example. So our everyday life based on this technological social changes. But it was only like simple, superficial examples. So let's talk more about social institutions. Social institutions, of course, influenced by technological changes. For example, in a modern society, we need to have more ways how to exchange money. So that's why we have blockchain technology, cryptocurrency apps and technologies, and also some additional internet banking that makes our life easier, like Bleak and others. Also about our education. Now we can have better education online, just sitting at your place at home. The same with the work. You can work remotely easily and have and be as much efficient as without as before. So pretty do your job well for the most of occupations. Also, understanding of security changing, because now you have like Face ID, additional security passwords and others. So now we have more with globalization, our life on some point are so simple, but at some point so difficult, because we need to gain more skills to understand how to live in this world, how to use blockchain technologies, how to use new tools, how to work with government digital apps and sites, for example. And also it become more risks about our new world, because more technology, more technological risks, of course. Even this meme is double digitalized, and I can generate hundreds more just with one click on a paid version of ChatGPT. Even so, this is also a little bit disturbance how quickly I can produce everything. And what about, for example, trademarks? And what about new ethics? Is it okay to just regenerate something from the art or not? So we have a lot of new challenges with the new technological changes. I think I will be here for a long time. So, no, let's be there. So now about information overloadness. We live in reality with a lot of information. We all know about this, and our generation is like digital generation and others. So before we were thinking that when we're talking about information, sources of information and innovation in our society, it works from the source of innovation of information to the recipient, so from A to B. Pretty simple, but in reality it also doesn't work like this, because we have myriads of the new sources of the information, and part of them not like real ones, they are also AI generalized. So we live in sources where all this information vibration and innovation vibration just go back and forth around your head, around your body, around your laptop and smartphone, and it's really a lot of to handle on time for one person, for one internet user, because you need to find real information, you need to find the way how to find the truth. So one of the problems that we have now is AI misinformation, disinformation, internet propaganda, and others. So one of our conclusion right now that the more information we have, the more challenges and problems with disinformation, misinformation, and searching of information we have either. So our next point is about digital inequality. 30-40 years ago, we were thinking that digital inequality is more about, do I have laptop or I don't? Pretty either someone who doesn't have a laptop, they're unequal to someone who have a laptop. But now it's not true, because more than 5 billion of people have the normal daily basis internet at their place, can buy the just cheap smartphone and have internet access to a lot of technologies, and use these technologies to digitalize their everyday life, like talking to their friends, finding new videos on YouTube, some podcasts, and others. So typical activities, but digitalized activities. So where is inequality right now? We can say that inequality is more about skill inequality in quality of inequality. So I'm talking about someone who have more skills how to use AI more equal than others. Say they had, for example, better education in school, like informatic classes. They had better laptop in their childhood. They had some additional information from the internet. They have some activities about the internet and digital intelligence, for example, compared to someone who don't have. Here is just doesn't matter what is on the board right now. The more we have inequality in the society about skill inequality and about connection inequality, like for example 5G internet and 3G internet in some regions, or for example some sites, you can connect to some sites because you just from some region that are forbidden to be part of this network, for example. So it's also about additional inequality that we have. And for example, someone who work in AI or software developers, or they own some social networks, they also more, they have more effect to the information flow. So they can affect you, they can say you how you will act. For example, someone who create Instagram or TikTok, they manage and influence us right now, because we have new different habits how to spend our time and how to talk to our friends and how to create content, how marketing work, how other digital strategies work right now. So it's a tiny percent of people who really can influence information flow. But what we as a typical users have right now, sometimes our what we have is only accept this all or reject this all. But even this, it's not true, because most of the time, no one really want to ask us, I will want to participate in some LLM programs or be part of article that will be used for a ChatGPT. Sometimes we just choose the option, ignore this all. This is also just for you to look at the screen, not at me. We people, we are humanity and we adapt every day. So how we need to adapt to this situation, because now we have overloadedness, rapid technological changes, inequality with technological access, and others. So we try to also gain new skills, for example, and try to understand this digital world, but by ourselves. And that's why we have next slide, more about sociology here. This one is external level, let it be external level one, about new technology, new information, and every product and everything that humanity produced and have been producing by this day. So everything there around us, like information, technologies, music, art, and other. So we have this external level. Next level, it's social institution or some big social groups. So someone who can implement these technologies or implement this new innovation information in their, implement them. And next group, it's an individual level. So you, your family, your friends, some groups or some small organization. So what's going on? We have a first circle. First circle is from external world to the down to internal and middle part of this hymn. So we have a lot of information and a lot of new technologies, so that's why some social institutions like education need to implement some of them to express and to fulfill needs of the society right now. For example, how to implement to create some sites to have so that everyone will have access to this technology. And some institutions really try hard, but the thing is they can cope with everything. It's so hard to find really new technology that will help but not destroy. So it's a big risk. This technology will really help, or this technology will just make more challenges and crises when they will implement this in the institutions. But while they already implemented, some people also gain skills how to connect with this institution and understand how it works. For example, you go to school, now you see new laptop, they teach you how it works, and others, like simple example. And also it can be other circles, so from people who create all these technologies, create all these needs, express their needs, and then they create products, and it's again institutionalized and implement in social institutions. So it's a big process, one to the one side and to another side, and it's ongoing process, like every day we can't even feel this. So what we have now talk about, maybe something more about the theory. So futurism, it's really a big topic, and theoretics in this topic try to understand how this world will be working with the new rapid technological changes. Are these changes is really something new? We can handle this or not, about, for example, digital capitalism, why we need to pay a lot of money to gain some skills, how we can reach more equal communication with new technologies, because you really need to pay money to have better access to something. But what I want to say that we are humans. We're someone who created these technologies. We're someone who created this society, the social institution, the social groups. So maybe we don't need to be so scared, but just be on the reality and don't ignore this reality. And just try to gain more skills in new technology, understand what's going on around. So that's why I'm here talking about future shock. I really don't want you to be out of modern world, because you're the part of the information era. You're part of someone else. Future shock, because you also can be software engineer or some expert in high-tech technologies, or will be. So please be on this planet. Don't be satellite running away from this planet. We need you here to be humans and not to be replaced by technologies. So maybe you will have some question, but what about my question? Do we have the way out? Probably not. Even if you will live in some village, you also will be affected with the new technologies. Maybe not directly, but still. And am I the part of future shock for others? Of course, because you share these technologies and because you are customers of these technologies. And some of you influencers, bloggers, and others, so you're part of this system in circulation of new technologies, innovation, and information, of course. What is next? I don't know. So I think this is all, and your questions, please.
It's okay. Nadia, then go. Thank you so much for your presentation. It was really interesting and a bit closer to me. But if starting with questions, I was wondering if this term, the future shock, is used only to describe the fear of digitalization, or can we maybe talk about it in the field of, I don't know, fear of political situation or something like that?
Sometimes, yes, future shock is pretty big term, just describe your overall anxiety about future. But at this point, we're just talking about digital future shock because it's more, it gives us more changes because politics, pretty classic thing. Yes, we of course can talk about future shock overall, generally, and with all these political things. But I prefer just to talk about digitalization because it was my master's. Answering yes, we can talk about this. You can use this like interesting synonym to the anxiety.
Even like that, okay, that's really interesting. Thank you for your answer. And your questions? Someone, maybe?
I feel like a co-host today. My question is, do you know any ways to, like we live in a society, right? And how to be a part of this society, of this digital society, and not go crazy. I mean, my question basically is, what do you think is the best approach? Which is the healthy approach to the world of digital information, basically?
I'm a sociologist. I'm not your psychotherapist, so I can help you with your anxiety right now at all. But first of all, you need to live in this reality. You're already part of digital society, like no way out. You're already part of the information era, no way out. But what you can do, live in this reality and accept this reality. Okay, I live in a digital society. What I need to do? I need to understand where am I? What my skill as digital intelligence skill? Do I know what is disinformation is, misinformation is, deep fake is? So you need to gain your digital intelligence, of course, because all these changes give you more crises and challenges. That's why it's really important to be on land with the reality. So basically, just not to live in the illusion, not to live in a future shock, live in a reality and understand that reality is just a path to the future, not some future shock somewhere else. And that's also my psychotherapist told me, that anxiety is about future, scariness is about now. So please don't be anxious about future, be here in reality and be natural and try really to gain your digital skills and not to believe all AI generated content, of course. But I know that now there are a lot of interesting apps and sites developed for close and like discovery only, not AI generated content. So probably, yeah, we need to gain our search skills and try to find relevant and great sources of information and not to be in these vibrations of misinformation at all. Try to not to be. Of course, yeah.
So thank you so much, Nadia.